Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gostak, the interactive fiction game that I was recommended. Well, that I saw someone talking about recently and chose to interpret as a recommendation. um, that focuses largely on understanding the language of the universe that you're in. It's I guess in some sense it's in English, but there's a bazillion words you've never heard of. It just uses English syntax. This is episode 2. In episode 1, let me just show you all the progress I made. Nothing. I haven't done anything. The single command I have typed is Jalon, which is the tutorial or the menu or help or something. And then I spent an hour reading 2 pages of the menu and taking notes on what I saw. So we've learned a number of things. Jalon seems to be like tutorial or something. What did I, Yeah, I decided it means tutorial. And I have this little SQLite database here that I'm trying to use to keep track of everything as I go. We learned that a dej is, I think, a command. Yeah, dejes. Basic. Okay, we should say Bewley. Actually, we should add that. I think Bewley is basic. Into definition values. Bewley is basic. And we took note of all the many things you can do on this page and ways things interact with each other. The one thing I haven't noted is that tendos become ungarmy if if you pob them a chold, which causes them to lail a chold. I don't. My database is not powerful enough to handle this kind of information. Not that I'm saying SQLite can't handle it, of course, but I don't understand what I'm doing with databases well enough to do that. So we learned about basic commands. We learned about pelling, which is moving. And all the directions you can go in. And doching, so I think I have doch is like speaking or something like that, right? You doch at the halpak, which is the interpreter, or something like that. So I think this must be teaching me about speaking in general. However, I'd like to skip doching for now and go look at these hemidapes, because I know what both of these words are. Hemi is interesting or important, and dapes are verbs. So this is going to teach me about a lot of important verbs. There are some hemidapes for dejes about the halpak itself. So dej is a command. The halpak is the interpreter. Yeah, you quit the halpak. You save. Oh, regome. We've seen gome before. And I think we've seen regome, but I didn't quite know what it meant. Okay. So, oh, really? My feshery. Well, so fesh is a word I haven't figured out yet, but that I've seen a number of times. And I know what this means. Save. I think tund is like put. So save puts the interpreter, the game, whatever. Maybe the halpak is more like the game than the interpreter. I think I have both of those definitions, don't I? Yeah, it's the interpreter or the game. So I think it's more like the game. Saves it to your feshery. So I think the feshery is my computer, right? Okay, yeah, this is a ton of useful information. So restore is like... to re-gome. I mean, what is gome? Do I have this yet? I have it in... Yeah. You can gome a Mosteg. But you can also gome a save file? Curious. I had guessed that a Mosteg might be a staircase. I don't have proof of that. But let's... I think tund might be put. Or give or something. Because a lot of these, even if they have a direct, like, even if a word translates semi-directly, the grammar around it is not necessarily the same, right? Like, pel is move, and tull, I think, is a direction. But you don't pel a direction, you pel at a direction. So, in this sense, like, yeah, we've seen tund in a context that makes me think of, like, give to, but it could also be, like, put to, for example. Okay, so anyway, I think this is what tund must mean. And I think it's fair to say that Feshery is my computer. And I don't know what it is to re-gome the game. It's like to reload, right? But what does that have to do with you? How would I load a... Oh, well, okay. Regome is also to restart. Before you typed any commands at all, sure. So restore to regome. To regome is to like reset, I suppose. So let's maybe guess that's what gome might mean. And now that's the only guess I have for gome. So the restart, regome, yeah, okay, that's fine. Undo undoes the Asta. So I already thought Asta might be something like previous. Now I'm quite happy. Do I have that written down yet? I don't. As if it had been distunked. Oh. Cancelled? We've seen distunked before. It's something we can do to the objects in the place we are in, I think. But undoes something as if it had, like, unhappened. So, like... Oh, wait, no. I know the word tunk. Right? Tunk is put. As if it had been unput, like not unentered, disentered. It had been not entered. Yeah, that makes sense. Right? Not entered, like undoes the previous command or action. I think a camling is an action. We've seen camling before, I think, in the basic edges section. Again, so this is something I speculated when I played the Dreamhold. I ended up typing G because I thought it would be get. But it turns out it's again. It just does the same command again. So, again, it re-loops your dead from the Asta camling. Camling. Maybe a camling is a turn? Not an action? Do I have any other guesses for cameling yet? I don't think so, right? Oh, a situation. I did guess that. Okay. So we have some ideas for what cameling might mean. I think action looks like the worst of these. Except that here it looks pretty good. So we'll leave it for now. Oops or O. Oops is a misluke in the Asta dead. So oops is a typo in the previous command. Whatever you luke in the dead with oops will be oopsed into the misluke. What? Whatever you type into the sentence with oops will be oopsed into the typo. Okay, so there's some way to run previous command but modified in a way I don't understand and probably never will. Okay, so you can set verbose brief and super brief. I assume brief is the default. Rask maybe controls or changes. The Halpox luking when you gome a div. So to gome is to enter in this sense, maybe. Or visit. I already have several guesses for what gome means. I have one. How well would enter work with the other uses of gome on this page? Re-enters it? Sure, that's plausible. Re-enter. Yeah, okay. When you gome... So a div is a place. When you enter a place. When you visit a place. Verbose types long... Tunkage? But tunkage, I thought I found out what tunk means. Tunk means, description? I see. So to tunk is to examine, and a tunkage is an examination of places whenever you visit them. Yeah, I guess I'll say gome is visit, maybe. No, I'll just add another. I won't try to replace the existing one. I can delete it if I decide reset is clearly wrong. I mean, it is, I guess. So gome is just visit now. Brief types long explanations if you haven't been there before, and short explanations otherwise. Super brief is always the short version. Reb. We've seen reb, haven't we? Types long... So reb is see, or look. Types a long description of your place, even if we're in brief or super brief mode, I think. It being abbreviated to R is very normal. Very like, oh, okay, sure. We're going to type it all the time. So I have not entered this yet, but I know I have something in SVOO. Yeah, you can see Mostegs and you can see Cholds. So that's fine. So Reb is look. Score types your... Oh, my pelage? But Pel is movement. Why would that be... If Pel is move, why would score type my... Okay, this is very good, actually. A camling must be a turn. Because this is waiting a turn. Zancha is wait, and a camling is a turn. So now we know what that is for sure. And we know that to Zancha is to wait. Okay. And Milm is your inventory, so let's get that down. I don't understand why Pelage is my score. That's still confusing to me. But fine. Script on and off. A Pashual? I don't know what the Pashual is. Of the game to your computer or... Teletype? Is the game that old? Printer? I don't think I want to understand this sentence. It doesn't seem important to me. The Pashual, like, that could mean something, but I don't have enough context for that yet. Right? Script on sends or puts something of the game to your computer or printer. Script off undoes it, but, like, I don't really know what that means. I mean, I guess I could run script on and see what happens. Why not? I also want to try score to see what my Pelage is. There are 5 Glods krend in the Loflut of the Delcot. So that's the east door? Stuck? There are 5 Glods stuck? Maybe? Because Glods, I mean... right, L is not look, R is look. Yeah, this is the Delcot Tandem where Gitches, Frike, and Duskets Glake. So I could enter these into the MySVO database. Across from a Tofted Kerpel, a Gamwe Deeves to Killoff. Ah, Killoff is the other direction. I told you it would start with K. And Kerf? Oh, no. Kerf is north. Killoff is northeast. Key for north, Loff for east. Okay. Sorry, I guess... Maybe I shouldn't always have the database visible, because it's not so easy for me to notice when it's accidentally covering up some text. And most of the time what I'm typing in here is maybe not super important. But I do want to enter something in there now. You don't have to see it necessarily, but Kerf is south. No, it's north. No, not that. This. Oh, but I have a separate table for directions, don't I? Right, this shouldn't go into definition at all. I mean, it could, but... Okay. So there's now a few more things we can understand already about this description, I think. Not a ton. There's a gomway. Do we know what a gomway is? I don't think we do. A bridge, maybe? Or an archway. That was a thing that appeared a lot in the last game we played. All the doors were... it's an archway or a doorway or something, right? Oh, actually, since gom, G-O-M-B, is enter, a gomway is probably an entryway. Something like that, a thing you can enter. To the northeast and north. But then gombing, which means like entering. A samilen to its hof, which is west. So how is there a door going northeast and east, entering a something to its west? I don't know. This doesn't really make a lot of sense. So gom must have some broader meaning than I have so far understood. So far, I believe it to mean something like enter. I don't know what any of these objects are. Krend, I mean, it seems like stuck, maybe? And the Lof Lut, which is the eastern direction, I think. A gomway could just be a path, I suppose? If a path goes north and northeast, it then enters a something on the west? Maybe. But we think Div is like a place. Div we've so far seen as a like a verb, right? Oh yeah, no. Tell me more about moving though. Yeah, Div is like a place, but apparently, you know, it can also mean, it can be a verb somehow. All right, that's fine. So we've learned about some hemidupes here, dapes. I think I'm satisfied with this page. So tell me about talking. I think that's what doching is. Doching is slogi in this halpak, and a long put of brolges. If you see someone to talk to, type. Talk about something at someone, or talk at someone about something. Sure. So Doch clearly is talk. I don't remember if I've entered that yet. I have. I've already entered this talk. Okay. And I still believe that. The fesh of your doching. So maybe fesh is like subject. Or topic? But then I don't really understand how a feshery is my computer. That's the most confusing uses of fesh I've seen, I think. Okay. The fesh of your doching can be anything you've rebbed or anything someone has doched at you about. Sure, makes sense. As in other halpox, you can also doch dedges for others. Excuse me? By using the fedical, comma. Oh. I can give others commands. I see. to Doch add a pank to rask a koshal, you would log pank rask the koshal. Sure, that makes sense. But in this halpak, such edges will never do anything hemi. So you can tell people to do things by saying person, comma, command. But in this game, you don't have to do that. So like it says you can do that, but you never have to. So I think hemi is more about important than interesting. Well, I think it's more important than interesting. Because like it might be interesting to tell someone else, like, hey, I've forgotten what all the nouns in this game are, but you know, if I could tell someone, hey, jump in a lake, and they might be like, no. And that could be funny, but not important. So I think hemi is more like important. Let me update, delete from definition where goat is hemi and English is not important. There. You can't see this, but that's all right. So I've learned about talking. It just says Doch about. Yeah. Doch at person about something. Sure. Okay. So I've understood dedges. These are my commands. Oh, I forgot to enter what fesh is, though. I mean, fesh has to be like topic or subject. And I guess my computer is my place for making subjects, in a way. So I'm going to say topic. The manual has topics you can select. And you can talk to people about feshes. It's got to be a topic. I still don't understand why O doesn't do something. Because O is previous. Asta is previous, right? Yeah. And Asta Jalon, like, go back to the tutorial. Makes sense. I don't know why go back, like, a subject doesn't do something here. Like, I feel like it's actually N that's doing the next, but I don't know. Actually, I have Plazzy also as previous, I think, don't I? Yeah, I do. Asta and Plazzy both mean previous in my... So that's sort of a problem. Oh, here's a fun little command I could run. Let me actually get this on screen for you. Something that might be interesting to run multiple times. You could look for conflicts in your definition dictionary. Select T1... Well, just star, I guess, from definition D1 join definition D2 on D1 dot Gostak equals D2 dot Gostak and D1 dot English D2 dot English. What? This is not what I meant to do. This is just telling me all the things that I have multiple possible translations for. Dej could be command or sentence. Also, it's giving me symmetrically so this is a little bit more than I want. But fine. What I actually meant was the opposite. Are there any cases where I think two different Gostak words translate to the same English word? And there are fewer cases of that. I have two ways to say previous. I think lail is take. Yeah, I guess. So I thought take was pick up. Lail is more like receive. And tund I don't think is give so much as put. But I've been tunding... Tund is select, right? This is an interesting... Yeah, this was more interesting than I thought it would be. Yeah. I thought it was kind of more like select as well, because don't I tund... No, I tunk things. That's different from tunding things. Oh, no. Okay. So tunk is examine. That's right. It's not select. So tund is put or give. That makes sense. Those are basically the same kind of word. And take and receive. Yeah, I mean, those are sort of the same word. All right. So previous bothers me. I don't know. One of them is wrong, I think. Whereas the others, give and take, are like, well, yeah, it's sort of fuzzy about what exactly you mean there. Okay, interesting. So what else can we learn? Go back to the Jalan and tell me about brolges. I don't know what a brolge is at all yet. I think they were mentioned briefly in here somewhere. In Bewley Dedges, maybe? I'm sure brolging was mentioned somewhere. I'm going to go read about brolges, but I swear I saw it somewhere. I think Gostak is like a door or a doorway. I don't know. Fesh still looks like subject-ish. Okay, brolge. Here's where it was mentioned. Slogi is important? Well, no, that's what Hemi is. Easy? What is tund again? Tund is put or give. So this is a long giver of brolges. Talking is a long giver of brolges. Gope might not just mean long. Interesting. All right, I don't know what's going on yet. Tell me about brolges. Here we go. Oh, look, my camlings have gone up because I've taken some turns. So this is just what it's tracking for me, my turn count. It's been 3 camlings because I did a couple things other than read the Jolan. Tunking brolges can glake your stam of the halpak. Examining objects, things, can improve your understanding of the game. Maybe. Much of the stam is in abvating things on your own. Well, that's got to be learning. And the brolges... Oh, these are hints. Will abvate things for you. Are you sure you want to tunk the brolges? No. Okay, but this is good. So a brolge is a hint. To glake is to... I don't know. Stam... All right, let's get the little dictionary open. I got some writing to do. my stam is my like enjoyment in a way, right, of the game. This doesn't read like telling me, oh, here, hints will improve your understanding of the game. But by the way, it would abbreviate things for you. So I think stam is. I wrote stam twice. What a weirdo. I put it in. Oh, I've been putting too much stuff in directions. Oh no. Okay, so the only ones I've really. Okay, this is like not a very good read line. Hello? Okay, good. At least there was a sequel error when I tried. I'm used to like you can with read line you can say like you can scroll back through, you can search through the history. I'm having trouble when I do that and then do other stuff that normally you can do while you're searching through history. Delete from direction where English is hint. And I think I did another one, right? No. It says I did this, but I thought I canceled that. Just in case. Okay. Guess. What? Oh my god, it's Gostak again. Okay. So insert into definition values stam enjoyment and also brolge is hint. And I guess we'll say glake is impede in some way. We definitely know also that to abvate is to learn. So I think that's fine. No. Ah! I don't know these words. Quit. I don't know yes or no. Well, okay, I'm going to say da. Usually nobody would say answer no or yes. They would say answer yes or no. Okay. Well, we learned something new. Da is no. And bell is yes. All right, that was what it was. If I type no and it says bell or da, ball, not bell. Okay. Oh, you're supposed to use in the other order, aren't you? Ball is yes. Okay. Crisis averted. Da. Don't doge at me about those brolges, man. I can do this myself. Anything interesting with credits and license, do you think? Okay, it is Mostly in English, huh? Although not quite. This Halpak was tunded. Really? Okay, created. It was given to the world by this person. We'll add another definition for tunded. It's create. Oh, I was so excited to learn about the DOM menu and Alt menu, but I think this is just English. There's like a do menu and Alt menu library or something, language, computer, something like that. Okay, and then the rest of this is all in actual English, sadly. All right, I'm done reading the manual. I can begin exploring my environment. Gitches Frike and Duskets Glake. So I don't have those handled in my SVO, right? I have 14 things in here. You can't fit it all on screen, but it's not too much to scroll through. Yeah, so this is mostly about things I can do. Except I noticed that Tendos can lail a child, which I think means receive it. But here I have some things that someone other than me can do, which would be nice to enter. A Gitch can frike, and there's no objects to that. And a Duskcat can glake. Now, didn't I learn about glaking a minute ago? Glake is impede, I thought. So that's interesting. Hints would glake my stam of the game, but Duskcats just glake generally. Huh. Yeah, I have adjectives, but not very many, huh? Well, toughed is kind of an adjective, but it's also kind of a participle of a verb, probably. So I think it's fair enough to say that someone, maybe me, maybe not, can tough a kerple. So, all right, let's have a look at the Samelin, I guess. X is not examine. R is look. What's examine again? Oh, it's T. T for tund. That's right. Tell me about this Samelin, please. You'll have to pell at it before you can tunk it. A Gitch tunks you from the Hogum. Yeah, okay. I don't know what the hell that means. Okay, so to the Hof, the west, there seems to be a Samelin. We could go west and look at it. But is there something else I can look at here? What about the Kerple? It's not X, it's T. It's the Kerple of Morleon, you idiot. A warb degomes the Brangy. Okay. So if to gome is to enter, degome is to emerge from, in a way. A warb emerges from the branchies. The carpal Morley. Oh no, the manual was so much easier. All right. Well, yeah, you got me. Can I have a look at one of the Gitches, maybe? Yeah, they Div in the Hogum and frike out to Zank Warbs. A Gitch frikes from the Hogum to Zank and Lail the Warb. So Lail still seems kind of like receive, right? Frike, maybe Frike is like jump? They move in the Hogum like the water or something, right? Maybe they're fish in the water. And they're friking out, which is jumping out maybe, to grab Warbs. A Gitch frikes from the Hogum to Zank. And Lail, which we know is receive, kind of, the Warb. It might be eat, actually. Because... yeah, okay, it's when I type Control S in the middle of a history search that everything goes completely to hell. So just don't do that, I guess. Oh, actually, it's not. It's in SVOO, isn't it? Well, okay, maybe I have definition in definition, I think. I think it's take. But maybe it could be eat, because the place where I derived that is that a Tendo can Lail a Chold. I gave the Chold to a Tendo, I think, in that sentence. And so maybe the Tendo ate it, and that's why it's no longer Garmy. And it would sort of, I don't know. Gitches seem like creatures of some kind. And if there's one thing creatures are famous for, it's eating other things. So maybe it's eat. Right? They're zanking to grab something. But why are they zanking it and not just rasting it or whatever that word was? Because you can rask things to pick them up. They're not just picking these up. They're doing something else to them. Don't know. Can we have a look at a warp, maybe? It's not X. You can't see any such thing. So they but it does, right? It gets friked right out of the Hogum and zanked and Lailed a Warb. Why can't I see one? Interesting. All right. So we looked at Gitches, I think. What would happen if I just tried to frike? I'm no Gitch. Yeah, okay, fine. Only Gitches can frike. That makes sense. Let's have a look at a Duskat. It's not X. I got into the habit when I was playing Dreamhold. You read no Duskats here. A Delcot without Duskats. A Naft of Gitches pels at the Hogum. So a Naft is like a school of them, maybe? They're heading... Okay, so what the hell is the Hogum? A Naft of Gitches tunks out at you. Is this thing trying to eat me? No. We're just getting the same text, and every so often, Gitches are looking at it or something. Okay, fine. We already looked at the Kerpel. Can we, maybe have a look at the Toft? No. And this confirms, by the way, that red is C. Can we have a look maybe at the Gomway? Probably nothing too interesting about it, but... Right, I tried this, and I have to go in that direction. I think a Gomway is like a hallway. Maybe. I don't know. Samelin to its Hoff. That is weird, though. If the Gomway is to the northeast, no, southeast and south of me, how is it goming something to its Hoff? It's west. Strange. Well, can I just go west? And you can't go that direction. All right. Well, I'm going to have to leave all these gitches behind. It's very strange that this Delcot doesn't have any Duskets. Oh, isn't there something more about... I haven't really examined the Glods at all, have I? And they're the most important thing here. They're in my score. Oh my god. There's 5 of them. Okay, well, I'd like to look at the raskable... Oh. I can just pick that one up? I rasked it. All right. Yeah. And there's only 4 left, so I'm already 20% of the way to winning the game. Okay, so I also have a Shamtag, which I don't know anything about that, nor do I know what Lelode means. Could mean worn. It's my shirt, my pants, my Shamtag. I don't see any roots in there or anything. So let's A raskable Gloud is about as unhemy as a Darf of Genth, but at least it can Vorl the Doshery from the Gitches. Vorl is protect, we decided. Right, I think this was somewhere in the very first... I can't scroll all the way up anymore, can I? Yeah, but at the very beginning when I got here, it was like, oh, wouldn't it be so mlorm or something to do something, but the dang old Glods are vorling it from you, like they were in my way. They were preventing my access to it. But it seems that they can also vorl the Doshery from the Gitches. So these are protecting. It's about as uninteresting as something, but it can protect the area somehow. Okay, that's fine. I'm carrying it, I guess. I'm not totally sure why I should, but there is a Glod of Genth, actually. So a Darf of Genth exists, but there's also a Glod of Genth. So let's have a look at that one. The Gopest, longest of the Glods. It moves... Gur we've seen before. No, that was Myrrh, wasn't it? Here? Yeah, Myrrh English Dedges. Okay. So I don't know what Gur is. You can also rub here a Warb. Give me that. Got it. I don't know why it has appeared so suddenly. It wasn't here before. I tried to look at one and it was like, that doesn't even exist, you idiot. But perhaps something about the Gitches has disturbed a Warb at some point. Well, I gotta know about this Warb. A Lurpid Warb of the Brangy. Uh-huh. I forgot what it was. It dives gur the loflut. So maybe from. Like it comes from. It's like hanging from the eastern doorway direction. Did I decide that lut means direction? I don't remember. Sorry, you guys have been unable to read some of these words because my definition thing's in the way. It's a direction. Yeah, it comes from, I guess, the eastern direction. 6 naifs of genth. Yeah, who knows? So a naif is some sort of unit of measure, maybe? Aldas and Tavid. Yeah, no idea. So how about just the pultive one? It's thin, but still pultive. Okay, so those are kind of contrasting in a way. Fine. I thought maybe you didn't understand the sentence, but no. You can't see the raskage. Since the glod with Rogler is lelode. I mean, I'm carrying something lelode as well. Closed? Yeah. So raskage is like inventory. You can't see the contents in a way. Because the glod that has a Rogler is lelode. So I don't know what a Rogler is. Maybe it's a bag. And it's closed. So I think Lelo is closed. Like, I have a closed bag. So well, actually, let me see what's going on with my sham tag first. It's a snave and charmy sham tag that floams when you dirch it. Don't know most of those words. Its Dugrid is lelode. The sham tag is currently Reicht Gemly. Yeah, thanks. So, don't know what that means. But I believe this is a bag, and I might have something else in the bag. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that Lelo is close. So what are the other glods like? The Kabi glod? Kabic glod. A glod with folds of the Kabics is a skirm thing. This one is Durley Krend with the Calbus of Poscat. Now, so Durley, I actually have a word for. It means, like, for example, I thought, right? Yeah. So maybe this one is exemplary. It is Krend. Okay. It is Krend in an exemplary fashion. Maybe. But, okay, I don't know how to interact with these guys yet. So what happens... Actually, do I even have a word for drop yet? I was going to try putting down the glot I picked up and see if my score went back up to 5. But I don't think I know a word for that. I know put, Jalon, not Jolan. So you can rask something. Oh, dirch. Dirch is a verb. Let's try dirching some things. Dirch. Raskable glock? You dirch it. Nothing he results. Yeah, great. Can I dirch a frike? Or do I have to be able to reach it? Oh, no, right. Excuse me. A gitch is the object. The thing. The naft of gitches wouldn't be stam of that. So I think they would be made unhappy if I were to dirch them. A gitch tunks me from the Hagam. Yeah, there's a fish peering up at me from the water or something. Okay, that's fine. You can tunk all you want. Just, don't try to rask me or anything. All right, it's been an hour. I've conquered the manual. I've looked around in the starting room, and I'm getting ready to head out into the next room. Let's call it here for this episode. Hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.